So,
Flashback.
now that I just did that, play me rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
How many moons are there on Saturn?
15.
Okay.
What does that mean? I do ready, set, throw.
Okay.
What do you do?
Ready?
Ready, set, throw.
Okay. So,
Moon's on Saturn.
okay, here's the thought. Somebody else told me this. How do you win and then I researched online. But how do you win rock, paper, scissors all the time?
Never heard this.
First one, ask a random question right before you go.
Really?
They always choose scissors.
What?
Did you just do scissors? I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
I know. Well, now all of you can try that. And you'll try it. Like, you'll go home to say
I'm 100% going to my children. I'm going to do this to them.
I literally see that, doing that to your children.
Scissors.
Oh, I did every
always
one of my
throw
children.
rock, too.
I mean,
scissors,
Addie likes to
crazy.
play, but she always wins no matter what.
Yeah, right.
I mean, she's just like... And
do you ever do the dynamite?
Yeah, but my kids are very purists.
Okay, I understand. I get it. I'm down with it.
Not sure where rock, paper, scissors goes with this, but
No,
we are
there is
talking
no
about
transition to this.
graduation. See, I just blew your mind, though. That was pretty good.
I'm gonna do a terrible podcast because I'll be thinking about that question. Moons are on Saturn.
We have transitioned here at YM360. Yeah, I have no idea how many there are. To graduation season. I mean, it's April, May, coming into May now.
Yeah.
So just kind of looking, what do you do with your students? What to do with your students after they graduate?
Yeah, because youth ministry doesn't have to stop when your students leave, right?
It shouldn't.
Yeah, ideally it should. Hopefully you've built relationships that last long after your youth ministry is over.
Like you said before, you marry your students.
Yeah.
But not
like
you do their weddings.
Yeah, officiate the weddings.
You're
not
there
marry
for
your students.
Children's bread. Like you're at a church, you're at a place, you're plugged in. So really what to do with students after
and I think
graduate.
the important thing is, as we're going to get into, because we're going to give some suggestions, is that you do something. That you don't just... It's not like, hey, they're graduate, they're gone. Maybe some of them you're kind of glad that they're gone,
like,
right?
Thank
if we're honest.
you, Jesus, that they
we'll
are.
never follow up with that student. But for most of our students, overwhelmingly, there needs to be some sort. Not needs to be, but there could be. You know, we're wasting opportunity if we don't stay engaged in life. So how do we do that, Jake?
Yeah, I think one step is to help them navigate those college-specific issues, right? You have been placed in their life. God placed you as a shepherd over their lives and in their lives for such an extended season that you can speak truth into
That's
them.
right.
I mean, their greatest counselors hopefully should be their parents, but absence of that, sometimes you're a trusted confidant. And so you can help with budgeting and time management. Maybe it's because you're like, man, when I went to school, I never went to class. I barely graduated.
That's
by
right.
the
That's
skin
how
of
I
my
talk
teeth.
to my children about
Yeah, which sometimes isn't always the best. Or you can say, hey, I crushed time management. I never missed a class like my wife. She's like, I would never miss a class.
That's right. And you said when we were talking about this, helping them navigate how to choose a church.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great point,
Oh my gosh.
right?
I see on Facebook groups right after graduation, I have a student that's moving to City XYZ
that's
who's
right.
there.
Yeah,
and you're
who's
like,
there. Yeah.
So, but how do you choose a church, right?
Yeah.
Like when you go off to college, do you just choose the cool hip church?
Yeah.
Or is there a process to go through theology and doctrine that matches what they believe in,
I often say one of my favorite reasons for believing in youth ministry, especially now as a parent with teenagers, and I know you can relate to this as well, is that I want more Christian adults in the lives of my children, right? And that's what you're talking about, is just being that voice. You've earned the right to speak into their life. And so you can talk to them about their major. You can talk to them about their church, choice of churches. That's good. One of the things we also discussed, another way to stay engaged with your students after they graduate, is to kind of model Jesus's really, I guess, inner three type philosophy where he had the 12 disciples, and he actually, had a larger crowd of, he kind of modeled it. Larger crowd of disciples, then the 12, and then the 3. And so you have Peter, James, and John, and we see Jesus really pouring into them. We can model that same approach with investing in a few strategic students for maybe a little bit more in-depth interaction, that you're identifying students that, that they're really spiritually mature or they're very mission-oriented. I mean, it's the students who get it, right? Who they're serious about their faith. There's no reason for you to stop investing in them. And that's one of the things I had drilled into me very early on when I started in youth ministry and discipling teenagers is just there's a couple students that you're going to be closer to. Of
course.
Some of that's personality, but some of that's obviously identifying in them giftings and passion. And it's just like, hey, continue to pour into the students. And like I said, I think in the last video we shot, there's a guy now, he's a dad. And I've been an adult in his life, investing in him since he was a teenager.
That's
and it's pretty cool to be on this place. So you can't do that with all your students. It'd be great if you could, but focus in on a few and really invest a little bit more intentionally in them.
That's good. I also think For one, in youth ministry, this last one I'll just say it and then we'll unpack it. But it's great opportunities for your graduated seniors to come back and assist in your ministry or to be a part of your ministry. For one, I've never met a youth pastor that's like, I can't deal with any more adult volunteers. Like I have too many. I've never met that. It's always I need to find somebody. Can you please pray for me to find someone? So for one, if your students stay local, plug them into leadership.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the church that I was at before, we had a 2-year or 1-year policy. So their second year
policy.
out.
Yep.
So they went away. And then they could come back and serve. And it was just to have that little bit of separation.
There's some discernment there always that you have to use. But I mean, look for opportunities. We work with a lot of churches with events because of our line of event resources. Yeah. So a D-Now, a winter retreat, a fall retreat is a fantastic way to have those.
Yeah. Especially even if they're off to college. Hey, come home for this weekend. Yeah, exactly. It'll be great. You'll lead a small group. And
so mission trip, same type thing.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We were talking about, my church actually does something kind of a specific way of getting our former students involved. We have a single day. It's not even really a retreat. It's really just a single day of kind of workshops almost at our church for seniors who have graduated and about to go out to college. And we actually have some parents come talk to them
That's cool.
about some of the time management stuff like that. But we also have former students come and talk to them about how do you maintain your faith base in college. And so that's another good way to get them involved. But the important thing is just to get them involved.
Well, if you ever need someone at your church to lead the seminar on what not to do, I'm your guy.
I am that guy.
Okay.
So I'm already
well, I'll co-teach it with you then. So I'm inviting myself over.
That's good. Come on.
Good. Well, hey, we value what you do. We know that youth ministry is incredibly important. That's why we're here. Andy and I are twinning today with YM360. That's right. And so obviously our role here is to serve you and assist you in your calling as you flesh it out to live life on mission with God in the lives of students and through student ministry. That's right. If there's anything you need, just ask. We're here to help you. If you need a pick-me-up, Andy will buy you coffee.
That's right. Don't get fancy baseball advice from this guy.
We'll see you later.